What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to put GMC Envoy seats in a 98 S10. So these are GMC Envoy seats. They're both heated and electric out of a 2002 GMC Envoy. They are two-tone tan color. First thing I'm gonna do is remove 3 of your 15mm nuts. And then you have a T50 on the rear corner on the inside. Obviously you have your first 2 here, and then up front there will be one up underneath here, and it'll have a little cone on it to protect it. You can take that off and get to that 15mm nut. So this is a before the stock seats in. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna slide the seats forward to get to that Torx in the back corners. You're gonna have to get a Phillips screwdriver to get that little screw out to remove the covers. So now that you got the plate off, you can see your T50 or your Torx 50. You use that. What you're gonna wanna do is either get a breaker bar or a long ratchet to break it free. I definitely recommend using some PB Blast or any type of penetrant to break those free without breaking them. Most of the time they are rusted in, so definitely be careful. So you got a clip underneath the seat. You're gonna press down here. You can either use your fingers, if you have small enough fingers, or a flathead screwdriver. It should just pop out. Once you get it unplugged, you can remove the seat. So on your Envoy seats, you're gonna flip them over. You're gonna check all your wiring connections. Make sure you don't see any wires that are exposed on it. Your clip here is exactly the same as in the S10. So when you look at that, make sure none of your wires are missing or broken. And then if you're smart, you take your original wiring harness from the Envoy and you cut it. So your 3 orange wires are going to be your power wires to each motor. You're going to have a thick black wire that is going to be your ground. Your black and white wire is going to be for your seat belt, so make sure you have that. And then your brown wires are going to be for your memory and for your heated seats. If you're not going to hook up heated seats, do not worry about these. So what I'm gonna do here is I have hot to your big orange and then your ground. Hooked it up with some test leads just to test the function of the seat. So they both slide back and forth. And then seat both leans back and forth. So all the motors work, which is a good sign, even up and down. All your adjustments work, so we know the seats are good. Now it's time to wire it in the truck. Up underneath the hood, we got a fuse holder without a fuse in it, of course, attached to your fuse block, and then the wire runs up behind through the firewall down there, and then I have it just through for the moment. I'm going to tuck it down and run it along this side here to underneath the carpet to this plug. I'm going to swap this plug for the Envoy plug. So I got one plug hooked up to power and ground. I left it brown for the heated seats, still disconnected. For the future, if I wanted to hook up the heated seats, I have one red wire that splits off that I'm going to go underneath the carpet to the passenger side, as long as a black wire for your ground. So those are all hooked up. I'm going to clean this up with some electrical tape, make it look a little bit nicer, and then I'll put the other 2 wires underneath the carpet and start working on that plug. So I got the passenger side done, get it all wired up. Had to cut a slit in the carpet to get it there. Both sides plugs are done. Now I'm going to plug the seats in and then slide them so we could bolt them up. After you plug in the seats on the harness, make sure you put your fuse in so you can move your seats around. Then you're gonna check them, make sure everything works first. Everything's working on this one, so we're doing good. That side works as well. Then what you're gonna do is tighten your front 2 nuts. Make sure you get them nice and snug with your wrench. And then you're gonna move the seat forward, get the rear nut, and then the T50 Torx in the rear corner last. So this is what it looks like when they're in the truck. Pretty decent little upgrade. Seats were less than $100. A little bit of power, they work just fine. Check is if this airbag light goes off and the seatbelt light. Perfect, it works. Double check it again. Yep. Sweet. There you guys have it. That's what it takes to put GMC Envoy seats into a 98 S10. I'm pretty sure those Envoy seats will work with any second gen S10. And the simplicity about it is the bolt pattern's exactly the same from the Envoy to the S10. The clip underneath the seat is exactly the same. The seatbelts work perfectly, and even the light on the dash goes off when you plug in the seatbelts. So the only thing you have to add is power. If your truck does not have power already wired up to that plug, you'll have to add it. The easiest way is to do what I did and use an external fuse holder. I only put a 20 amp fuse in it, and it seems to work just fine. It's not overloading. So I highly recommend doing this swap, not only because of how comfortable the seats are, how cheap they are too. Like for the driver and passenger seat, I paid less than $100 for both of them. And it is day and night difference. You have the back adjustment. You can slide it, you can move it up and down. So it's definitely worth it to do this swap, and I guarantee you guys won't regret it at all. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I will get back to you as soon as possible and try and help you guys out. So if you learned anything, if you want to do this swap, I highly recommend doing it. It is a perfect swap for your S10 or Sonoma. So definitely go check out these seats, and if you can get them at a local pick and pull like I did, even better. So hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully, if you guys do it, let me know. See how it works yourself. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Thank you.